Welcome, everybody. We have a truly delightful situation here where there is a Republican civil war very quickly brewing, and it couldn't come as a better time if you are disgusted by Donald Trump's recent cabinet picks and nominations, as of course I am. Everything was kind of lined up perfectly for them. So here's the setup. Republicans won everything. They got the Oval Office, they got the Senate, they got the House, complete and total control. The stage was essentially set for them to finally deliver on all those promises they've been making for years. You know, the creating of jobs, lowering gas prices, slashing egg prices, milk prices, chocolate prices, prices on those beautiful Decapon mandarins. Yes, even Big Mac prices were all going to go down under Trump and Republicans, and they will end every single war while we are at it. They were just getting ready to do all of it. But instead of the harmonious rollout of their dream agenda, we're already seeing cracks in the foundation. And those cracks are quickly turning into a full-blown Republican civil war. So let's start with the first bombshell. We already talked about this earlier this week. The Matt Gaetz Attorney General nomination. Turns out that nearly half of current Senate Republicans reportedly are not going to support confirming Matt Gaetz. If that's true, that's not a small roadblock. That's a complete and total dead end. Gaetz's chances of becoming AG are toast if half of Republicans aren't going to support the guy. And you, of course, have to wonder, how did we even get to this point? Because we were told these Republicans are as unified as ever. They are on the same team. The left is fractured, but the right is completely one immovable behemoth, a singular element, all thinking together or whatever. We then go from Gaetz to, and by the way, the Hegseth nomination is also potentially falling apart. There are reports from inside MAGA world, which means Trump's gaudy house in Florida. There are reports from MAGA world that they are considering a replacement for Pete Hegseth. Supposedly, their research into Hegseth didn't reveal that he once paid a woman off after she accused him of rape. And that is apparently not thrilling to those who are now in charge of Trump's transition. And then we have new drama, and the new drama is around the new Senate Majority Leader, John Thune. Now, you would think this would be a very straightforward process. Okay, it's not going to be Mitch McConnell. Do we want Thune? Do we want Cornyn? Okay, it's Thune. Let's all get united behind Thune. But that's not the way it's going. MAGA Republicans are already sniping at each other over who's truly MAGA enough to lead the Republican Party. So we go to Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who was on CNN yesterday. And she says, John Cornyn and John Thune, they've all made anti-MAGA statements about Trump. It doesn't seem she's particularly happy with the selection. Take a listen.
I do want to go back to something you said, Congresswoman, because these are Republicans, the Republicans asking for this House ethics report to be released. It's people like Senator John Cornyn of Texas. It'd be hard to describe him as anything but aligned with MAGA. Are you suggesting that there's something in his stock portfolio that's questionable?
I'm suggesting that John Cornyn, to my knowledge, made statements that was actually anti-MAGA about President Trump, and same with the new elected Senate leader. But I will say that Thune has since changed his tune, and it seems like he's more aligned with MAGA and President Trump.
But when they ask for the House ethics report, do you think that there's something corrupt about that? When they're asking for testimony, when they're asking for this report, again, a bipartisan report, do you think there's something unethical about that?
I think that what's unethical about it is that this has been shut down, that they're not requesting reports on other people who are knowingly under investigation currently.
Okay. And of course, the reason why people are saying, well, let's take a look at that Matt Gaetz report is because Matt Gaetz suspiciously and abruptly resigned from Congress within minutes, seemingly, maybe a couple of hours of being nominated to AG. And that report was scheduled to come out just 2 days later. If the report would clear Gaetz, why wouldn't you want to see it? But here's Anna Paulina Luna already saying, these Republicans that seem as though they are aligned with MAGA, they've made anti-Trump statements. Now, if Gaetz did nothing wrong, they should want the report published. If it's baseless, the report will exonerate him, and then we can go directly into whatever the next thing is. But Anna Paulina Luna is not sold on it, and that continues to be a topic of discussion.
Furthermore, I find it interesting that these actual allegations come out at peculiar timing while he's being nominated to be the Attorney General. To be clear, I do think Matt Gaetz is going to be an incredible Attorney General. I think this baseless smear campaign, frankly, is abhorrent that it's happening to someone like Matt Gaetz, who's done so much to fight the government corruption.
Matt Gaetz is just so great. So what's the point here? The point is there are cracks. You have cracks within the Republican Party over Gaetz, over Hegseth, over the Senate Majority Leader. This is a time we were told united Republicans are going to fix everything from prices to foreign policy to education policy to everything in between. And increasingly, they are falling apart. Now, for Democrats, the strategy here is very simple. You stand back and you let it happen, because this kind of chaos doesn't really need interference from the left. Let them tear themselves apart, expose the dysfunction, and just watch as they fail to deliver on their promises. Now, I will say it again. I want jobs to do great under Trump. I want the stock market to do great under Trump. I want wages to exceed inflation under Trump. All of these things. I want it all to happen. But if it doesn't, they need to be held accountable. And the civil war that is currently brewing in the Republican Party, it's not really a bug, it's a feature. Now that they've won everything and they could just be united and fix everything, they're already showing that they're not going to be able to do it. With Donald Trump being elected and the insane cabinet appointments and everything else he has planned for the next 4 years, right-wing media is trying to create a new normal and convince us that the zeitgeist is changing. So it's never been more important to be an engaged and savvy news consumer. And that's where our sponsor, Ground News, comes in, an independent app and website designed to help you navigate the chaos of today's current events. For every story circulating, Ground News will give you instant access to the sources reporting on it, transparency on political bias and credibility. You can see who owns the news outlets, what are their narratives and special interests that might influence them. This will ease the mental load of sorting through what we see in the media so you can decide where is the truth. We have to stay aware of what Republicans are up to. Ground News is a really valuable tool so that you can stay on top of it. Go to ground.news/Pacman to take advantage of their biggest sale of the year. You'll get 50% off their top tier Vantage plan. The link is in the description, or scan my QR code.